The European Union and Mexico have expressed disappointment after President Trump said he would impose 30% tariffs on their exports to the US from August. The president of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, posted on social media saying a 30% tariff on EU exports would hurt businesses, consumers and patients on both sides of the Atlantic. She added the European Union will continue working towards an agreement by August the 1st. Europe, along with Mexico, are Mr. Trump's latest targets. In 1 week, he's announced higher duties on 25 countries he says are exploiting the United States. He says these will encourage US consumers to buy more American-made goods. France's President Emmanuel Macron says he's in very strong disapproval of President Trump's announcement. If no agreement's reached, the French leader suggested the EU plans speeding up the preparation of credible countermeasures. Italy's Prime Minister, meanwhile, Giorgia Meloni, said in a statement it would make no sense to trigger a trade war between the two sides of the Atlantic, whilst the Dutch Prime Minister Dick Schoof posted on social media saying the EU must remain united and resolute in its aim to reach a mutually beneficial deal with the US. Wendy Cutler is Vice President of the Asia Society Policy Institute. She says Mr. Trump's 30% tariff on the EU took her by surprise.
My understanding is negotiations with the EU are progressing well and, frankly, progressing better than our negotiations with many other partners. So I have to believe this is some kind of either a display of Trump's frustration that somehow the deal hasn't been struck yet, or an attempt to gain some negotiating leverage, which I'm not sure it's going to accomplish. I think, if anything, it could be counterproductive.
Well, Gordon Sondland is America's former ambassador to the European Union. He told the BBC he was 100% sure the tariffs would go through.
They're going to even increase it beyond the 30% until Europe finally opens its markets wide to U.S. products and services. This is something multiple U.S. presidents have tried to do through polite talk. The Europeans have been adamant that they will not budge on agriculture, they won't budge on cars, they won't budge on GDPR. And now it's going to be a game of chicken because Donald Trump is equally adamant, I should say, that he wants the US to have complete access to the European market. If Europeans don't want to buy our products, that's fine. That's up to the consumers. But the access is important to the United States.
Well, meanwhile, Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum called the tariffs unfair, but said Mexico would continue negotiations and is optimistic a trade deal can be reached. It's America's biggest trading partner, and the neighbours